Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Thank you for tuning in to another video. You may be wondering, what's this video going to be on today? Is it going to be on the 350Z? No, it's not. As you can see, this is not the 350Z. There's reasons why I got rid of it. We're going to go into it. Is this car worth it? Is it an upgrade? We're going to find out. I bet you're wondering what engine's in this car. If you don't know much about Lexus, which I found out a lot of people don't, they do have some interesting design features. On the 350Z, you had a 3.5 litre V6. Under here, we have an inline 6 2JZ. If you don't know much about 2JZs, they were well known for the Supras in Fast and Furious, and they're practically the most reliable Japanese engine you can grab. This is the VVTi model. These are the weakest of the three. You do get three models in the 2JZs. This basically has everything the 2J out the Supras, the GTE has. However, it's got VVTi, weaker pistons and rods. Really nothing interesting unless you go to turbo it, because it is missing a nice big spoolie boy right here that I am thinking of doing if I could get insured under it. But we'll see where money goes with that one. This one has been had a timing belt in 2022. You might think that's not really interesting, except the fact this has a 43,000 mile on the clock. 43,000 mile for a 2001 car is stupid, especially when it's got full Lexus service history. So it'd have been stupid of me to stick with a 350Z that would burn in oil and costing me a fortune when I could have a car that's somewhat well looked after by a granddad for like 10 odd years. We're going to go over some of the features now, just like we did on our first video. This is everyone's favourite bit. We have wheels. We have surface rust. Body damage. Kitchen sink! This was done today. I'm very sorry for your wall. He wants the Smurf back. Subwoofer! Boot for all the bodies. Comfy seats. Self-adjusting steering wheel. Dual climate control. Passenger princess. It's an automatic though. So, why did I get rid of the 350Z in the end? Well, it's quite simple really. I did go over it on the first video, which will be linked up here somewhere or in the description. It was costing me too much on fuel, on insurance, on repairs, on everything basically, because it was a sports car. So I decided to go to the complete opposite and get myself a boat, we'll say. A lovely luxury Japanese boat. There's a lot about this car that I enjoy over the 350Z. For example, because of the small wheels and the big tyres, I literally can't feel any bumps. You might feel the odd really big pothole, but it is just pure comfy. And even though it's not leather and I don't have heated seats, your back is just comfortable. It's like you're sitting in a sofa. And I know I sound old, and to be fair, I'm probably slightly old in my head secretly. While this isn't as quick as the 350Z, the 350Z came out with 287 of the dyno. These standard do come with 220, which isn't a lot, seeing as it's a 1600 kg car, and it is absolutely massive. But it's good enough that it does pick up speed quite quickly, and with the low mileage, I haven't lost much horsepower from the factory. As of right now, I've done 600 mile in this car, and I've not faulted it since. This might be replacing my show car. I know it's a daily. My show car is a Skyline. It's not a GTR before any of you start fucking kicking off in the comments. It is a Skyline, not a GTR. It does have the same engine as a 350Z. It is a V35 350 GT. Exhibit A, Exhibit B, and Exhibit C. I got the 350Z because I couldn't insure that car, because I hadn't owned the car a year and I hadn't had anything similar driving. I went from a Mark II MX-5 to a Skyline, which, to be honest, is kind of ridiculous in anyone's books. But It's classed as a high performance car, even though it's not. It's the exact same as a 350Z. It's in the same insurance group as Lamborghini's M3 comps. Just everything stupid, basically. It's in the same insurance bracket, so it's impossible for me to insure, especially because it's a grey import. Because I'm 20, I apparently don't know how to drive. But I'm not getting into that debate. I stopped myself in the first episode. I'm not doing it now. I don't get what else you would want in a car. I wouldn't want to drive anything else as of right now. I did straight swap it for the 350 due to the mileage, the condition underneath. Otherwise, this car's probably worth a bit less than the 350 is. Bear in mind, 350 did have its own issues. The Jap heads that know about it swear by it, and there's a reason for that. It's a Toyota. It's a Toyota with luxury features. That's all it is. And I don't know why anyone would want to buy these cars. It's got a 2JZ, for God's sake. If you want a turbo it, you swap the pistons off of a GTE, and then you're set to go. You can get 500, 600 out of the block. What is there to not like about this car? I think, having finally owned one, I was looking at these before I even brought the Skyline. If I end up getting rid of the Skyline because I can't insure it, this will become somewhat of a show car as well. If I can insure the Skyline, then we kind of we'll stick this kind of standard. We won't piss about with it a lot because it is a classic, and to be fair, the more I modify it, the less the value goes, because it's interesting really, because I've always wanted to own cars like this, and insurance is your main issue. Don't get me wrong, this is really cheap on insurance. This is near as cheap as my Fiesta was. But for example, with the Skyline, because of my age, and because it's an import, obviously, I can't insure it, which kind of limits me as a enthusiast, we'll say, to not be able to have the cars I want. I want these cars, but I can't drive them, and it's a bit unfair, really. This has character. This is what people would have rocked around in, all the CEOs and bosses. It's not a getaway car. It's not quick enough to be a getaway car, but it's just good enough. It's just good enough to be comfy. It has loads of space. I can feel my back again. I can feel my legs. I can feel everything again, and I don't feel the road. And it's quiet. It's quiet. That's the main thing. I can hear myself think. While that's boring, and I do want to turbo it and put the fattest exhaust I can find on it, as a daily, you don't want anything obnoxious, and I'm glad I brought it now. This was really just an update on the 350Z, because I was on about how it was going to go and I enjoyed it and whatnot, and obviously the next thing you see is going to be, I got rid of it. So I thought it'd be interesting. I need to try and do a video a week, and it's going to be until show season. I'm kind of just driving about in cars, waffling and just ranting, to be fair, which a lot of people find funny, which is fine, and a lot of people find boring, which is also fine. I was on about in my first episode all the unsung heroes that don't get any attention. I think Lexus as a brand is that. There's way more to Lexus than IS200. If you've never been in an LS400, it's one of the best cars you'll ever go in. 4 litre V8, and it's a bag suspension and all sorts. They're mint, absolutely mint. Not enough people drive them. But I've really got no complaints about this car. Absolutely not. And it's got more features than my Skyline does, which is mental to me because it's a newer car anyway. As I said a second ago, this is just an update, but I need ideas of what I can do. Do you want to see builds? Do you want to see guides? What do you want? I need to know what you want to see. I'm here for the enjoyment. I'm here to post for the enjoyment. If you lot are coming for the ride, I need to know what you want to see. And I'm more than happy to try and adjust and oblige to whatever. Because as of right now, I've got no ideas but drive around and talk, which is fine. It gets boring. I do not have my friend Sonny today. I do have my missus. I thank you very much for holding the camera again and doing your B-rolls, and she'll be editing this video today. I did edit the first one. I was more in a rush just to get the video out because I need to try and be consistent, and it didn't end out too bad, but I'm hoping this one will end up much better now. But that's about it really. I ain't got much else to talk about on this car. Thank you very much. I just I hope everyone has a good day. I hope you like and subscribe and share, and I'll put all my socials in the description if you want to bother. If you don't want to bother, it's fair enough. I've got knobheads who can't drive in front of me. Sorry about that. Thank you very much for watching. This will be it now. I shall see you later. Take care. Peace.